We will start this session with the views of the L bracket that we created in the previous session. We'll begin the process of adding dimensions to our drawing by clicking on the Annotate tab. Now we'll click on the Show Model Annotations icon. We'll now move the cursor into the Model Tree window and click on the part name to select the entire part. We'll now click on the button at the lower left corner of the Show Model Annotations window in order to select all of the dimensions. As you can see, the drawing has been automatically dimensioned with the dimensions that were used to create the features of the part. We will keep some of these dimensions, delete others, and then add some of our own. For now, we'll accept these dimensions by clicking on the Apply button. The window now lists all of the datum axes in a model. We'll now use the window to select only the axes we wish to keep, and then click on the Apply button. Finally, we'll click on the OK button. In order to improve the spacing of the dimensions, we'll next select the Cleanup Dimensions icon. Then, using the cursor, we'll click and drag to draw a box around all of the dimensions. And then click the OK button. We'll now click on the Apply button in order to space the dimensions based on the default values shown in the window. And now we'll click on the Close button. Notice that the dimensions have now spread out. We now need to make some cosmetic changes to the dimensions. We'll start by moving the cursor over the diameter dimension of 20, which should be moved off the bracket. We'll now left-click on the dimension in order to highlight it, and then hold down the left mouse button and drag the dimension to a new location. Another heavily used operation is to switch dimensions to another view. We'll illustrate this by first selecting the dimensions to the center of the hole in the front view, and then click the right mouse button and select the option Move Item to View. Now we'll click on the top view in order to place the dimension. We'll now select the dimension and move it to the desired location. Sometimes it is easier to remove dimensions that ProE has automatically placed and then create our own dimensions. We'll illustrate this by first selecting one of the dimensions and then clicking the right mouse button and selecting Delete option. Next, in order to create a new dimension, in the front view, we'll first click the right mouse button and then select the Dimension New Reference option. Then we'll click on the top edge and the center of the hole, followed by clicking the middle mouse button at the location to place the dimension. We'll now jump to the point after which the dimensions have been modified to acceptable standards.